Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Hey 49ers fans, today we're diving deep into some intriguing rumors and potential moves that could reshape the landscape of the NFC West and more importantly impact the 49ers' quest for another Super Bowl appearance. We all know that the team's offseason has been buzzing with activity, trades, signings, and strategic planning aimed at stacking the roster and closing the gap on their division rivals. But there's one story that's really caught the attention of analysts and fans alike, and it involves a possible blockbuster trade that could make the 49ers even more dangerous in the coming season. Let's start by setting the stage. The 49ers, as we all know, have been a powerhouse on defense, especially with their front seven, but their offense has been equally impressive, especially with the emergence of players like Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. However, with Ayuk still recovering from that devastating torn ACL and MCL injury sustained midway through last season, and Deebo Samuel now playing for the Washington Commanders after the trade this offseason, the team faces some significant questions about their receiver. It's no secret that San Francisco needs to add some firepower on the outside to complement Brock Purdy's growth and keep defenses honest. That's where the rumors of a potential game-changing trade come into play. Now, according to some reports and expert analysis, the 49ers have been linked to a major target, Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Yes, you heard that right. Tyreek Hill, the electrifying speedster known for his game-breaking ability, could be on the move again and the 49ers might just be in the mix. But why would Miami consider trading Hill, especially after they made such a big investment in him just a couple of years ago? Well, that's where things get interesting. The Dolphins, as we know, have a pretty stacked roster and a lot of financial commitments, including Hill's lucrative contract. With the NFL offseason progressing and the June 1 deadline passing, the Dolphins might be motivated to move Hill to free up cap space, and that opens the door for teams like the 49ers to come knocking. Now let's delve into the specifics. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk recently shed some light on this situation. Florio suggests that the 49ers, who are always looking to improve their roster, should seriously consider making a move for Hill. The reasoning is quite straightforward. Hill is arguably one of the most explosive receivers in the league, capable of taking any play to the house at any moment. His speed and route running ability would perfectly complement San Francisco's offensive scheme, which thrives on versatility and explosive plays. Imagine a receiving core featuring Ayuk, Samuel, and Hill all working together. Defenses would have a nightmare trying to cover them all. But of course, there are some hurdles. The main one being the cost. Hill is owed a significant amount of guaranteed money, around $69 million in 2025 alone, and the Dolphins are reportedly not interested in just giving him away. However, Florio points out that Miami's stance might soften after the June 1 deadline, which could make trading Hill more financially viable. The Dolphins could reduce their dead money from around $28 million to just over $12 million if they move Hill now, making the trade more appealing from a cap perspective. So what would it take for the 49ers to pull this off? Well, considering Hill's contract, it's likely that San Francisco would need to part with multiple high draft picks, probably first-round selections, and maybe even include some player assets to make this trade happen. The 49ers currently have around $53 million in salary cap space, which is enough to absorb Hill's contract, but they'd have to weigh the risk versus the reward carefully. Is Hill's off-the-field history, which has raised some concerns, worth the investment? That's a question only the front office can answer, but it's undeniable that his on-field production would elevate the team's offense to another level. Now let's talk a bit about the potential impact on the team's current roster. If the 49ers were to acquire Hill, it would give Brock Purdy, assuming he continues to develop, a true game-changer on the outside. Hill's speed would stretch defenses vertically, creating much more space for Ayuk and Samuel, who are both versatile and dynamic in their own right. It would also give Kyle Shanahan even more options in his play calling, allowing for more creative routes and mismatches. The team's offensive scheme already ranks among the best in the league, but adding Hill could push them into elite territory, making them a nightmare for defenses across the league. Of course, the trade market is always unpredictable. While Florio and other analysts believe the 49ers should consider making a serious push for Hill, nothing is guaranteed. The Dolphins might decide to hold on to him for now, especially since they see him as a key piece for their Super Bowl ambitions. But the fact that Miami's GM, Chris Grier, publicly said that trading Hill is unlikely but not impossible, leaves the door open for negotiations. If the right offer comes in, say 2 first-round picks plus a young player, the Dolphins might just pull the trigger. It's also worth mentioning that other teams are watching this situation closely. The Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Chargers, Houston Texans, and even the Bills have been mentioned as potential suitors, teams that could use a player like Hill to push them over the edge. But the 49ers, with their combination of a strong roster, strategic coaching staff, and cap space, are arguably the best fit to make this happen. Plus, San Francisco's front office has a history of making bold moves when the opportunity presents itself, whether it's trading up for a quarterback or acquiring key veterans to fill gaps. Now, let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. The 49ers are in a unique position right now. They have a talented roster, a solid core of players, and a coaching staff that has proven to be one of the best in the league. But they're also aware that to get over the hump and finally win that elusive Super Bowl, they need that extra spark, that one piece that can turn good into great. Tyreek Hill could be that piece. His addition would send a message across the league that San Francisco is all in, ready to do whatever it takes to bring another Lombardi trophy home. But of course, there are risks involved. Acquiring a star receiver like Hill isn't just about the on-field impact. It also involves cap management, locker room chemistry, and off-the-field considerations. Hill's off-the-field issues have been well documented, and while he's a phenomenal athlete, teams have to weigh whether those concerns are worth the potential reward. Still, the 49ers have shown that they can handle high-profile players and integrate them into their system, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Looking ahead, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this year is no different. The 49ers are poised to make some bold decisions, and a trade for Tyreek Hill could be the move that elevates their Super Bowl chances to a new level. Fans are eagerly watching every development, hoping that the front office pulls the trigger on a deal that could define the franchise's future. With the right move, the 49ers could solidify their status as favorites in the NFC, especially if they can surround Purdy with even more firepower. And before I forget, let's talk about the broader implications. If the 49ers land Hill, it might trigger a domino effect across the league, with other teams trying to make similar moves to stay competitive. It would also send a clear message that the NFC West is evolving into a battleground of star power and strategic genius. The Rams are looking to bounce back, the Seahawks are building around Geno Smith and their young core, and now the 49ers could be adding a weapon that makes them even more formidable. So as we wrap up this deep dive, remember that this is a story still unfolding. The NFL offseason never ceases to surprise us, and the possibility of Tyreek Hill donning the red and gold is one of the most exciting rumors out there right now. Whether or not it materializes, one thing is certain: the 49ers are not just sitting still. They're constantly looking for ways to improve, to push their limits, and to chase that Super Bowl dream once again. Fans, this is what makes following this team so thrilling: the anticipation, the strategic moves, and the hope that this could be the year they finally bring home that sixth Lombardi trophy. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you believe the team should pull the trigger and go after Tyreek Hill, or do you think the risks outweigh the benefits? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. This is a conversation that can shape the way we see the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Whether it's a trade, a signing, or strategic moves in the draft, we're here to keep you informed and engaged. Thanks for being part of this journey, and as always, go Niners.